guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to bring you information on how to lose weight. So it's very simple. There's 6 steps to losing weight, and I wanted to go over this because once I perused YouTube University, I didn't find anyone of color giving out this information. I only found it on other YouTube channels, if you catch my drift. One of the things I feel passionate about is that as a woman of color, there is no reason why we should be overweight and out of shape. And it's not part of our aging process. It's just that we allow ourselves to get to that level. I did it, and so many other women of color allow it to happen as we age. And it is just unnerving to see how we allow ourselves to get out of shape, and then we get a whole host of health issues: high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol issues, autoimmune diseases. All this is stemming from a lifestyle and the food that we're eating. We should not be eating sugar, and we should reduce our carb intake, and no carbs if at all possible. But if not, then reduce your carbs, but definitely take out the sugar. As I stated, this information is not anywhere I didn't see far as people, a woman of color, and especially women who are aging, getting near the 50 age mark or over the age of 50 and beyond. I didn't see anybody giving this information. It's super simple, and I'm going to get into that, so bear with me. Now, I will say this, that I'm not here to offend anyone. I was definitely a woman who's overweight. I am still considered overweight. Though I'm losing weight, I'm still not where I should be. And I wish I knew this information years ago. It's so easy, where it's just combined into one of what we need to do. So, with that being said, let's get started. Step number 1. I have my notes over here so I can keep track of what I need to say. So, step number 1. First, you need to know where you're starting at. And what I mean by that is where you're starting, not just in your weight, because it's not just all about weight, it's about body composition. So we need to know where we're starting. And you do that by taking measurements. You take a measuring tape and you measure your arms, your neck, your stomach area, your hips, your legs. You need to know where you're starting. Then you take the scale number as a reference. Okay? Next is if you're able to get a body scan, and here in California they're called Dexa Scan. If you're able to get a Dexa Scan, they're not expensive. Try to get that. It is the most precise information. However, if you can't, definitely invest in a body composition scale. I will try to leave a link of one on Amazon, one of the ones that I purchased. Before getting a body scan, I was using the body composition scale. So that's step number 1. Number 2, you need to go to the doctor to find where you're at physically. Okay, and what I mean by that is you need a full blood work done. You need to know your insulin levels. You need to know your cholesterol levels, your vitamin D, your iron. You need to know where you're at, as well as how is your blood pressure. Your blood pressure, is it high? Is it normal? We need to know where we're starting far as our body is concerned, because that way you can make the adjustments that are necessary as you go along on your journey. Now, I will say the weight loss is not about being the skinny person or a bodybuilder. This is about your health. This is about your body operating at its optimal function, the way God intended it to be. Okay? Number 3. Once you know where your levels are at, you can better choose the eating lifestyle or diet that is going to help you to facilitate your weight loss journey. For instance, I found out that my insulin levels was high. I found out my cholesterol levels was high, which was leading to my blood pressure to be elevated. Now, I didn't have high blood pressure, but it was elevated, and those were the causes. My vitamin D levels were low, my iron was low. So I had no idea until I did the blood work to know where I started. So what I decided to do was, right now I am dieting. My lifestyle is whole food, plant-based. But right now my diet is a pseudo ketogenic. And what I mean by pseudo ketogenic is that I'm concentrating on high protein first. Ketogenic focuses on high fat first and low carbs. So I am doing high protein, then fat, then no carbs, and that is my macros. So again, ketogenic is high fat, then protein, then low carb. So for me, I've taken out all sugar. I've taken out all forms of carbs. So that means no rice, no potatoes, no pasta. I don't even do beans. And I definitely eat a lot of beans on a whole food uh, diet, plant-based diet, is I eat a lot of beans. So no beans, because beans are high in carbs. Although they're high in protein, they're also high in carbs. So for me, that's the lifestyle I adopted once I have, you know, where I'm starting far as my health is concerned. Okay. Now, number 4, you need to find out how much energy your body is requiring to operate. And that you can do through a body scan, as well as there's calculators. So let's head over to look at a calculator that can help you with these things. This calculator here is called a TDEE calculator, and what that stands for is total daily energy expenditure. So it helps you to calculate how much energy that your body is requiring just to operate or to work out and so forth. So let's put in an example here. Let's say, let's start with a height of, I don't know, let's do average. Let's see, do 5'6". And let's see, a weight of, I don't know, 190. We're going to choose, let's make this a female since I am referring to women of color. And let's make this a goal weight of 170. And this person here, for this example, we will use 55 years old. Far as the activity level, this person here, I'm going to follow, let's say mine, which is 5 days a week. And I'm not going to choose this drop down here. You can choose this if it fits your activity level. This here does not fit what I would, if it was me, it doesn't fit this here. So I'm going with the workouts per week, which is 5 days. Then this person here, let's say if they want to faster weight loss or just weight loss maintain, it gives you these different options. Let's go with aggressive weight loss here, because like most of us, once we start our weight loss journey, we want to lose weight fast. Okay. Body fat, let's put in, oh, I don't know, 30%. Waist, I'm not going to worry about it. That's not that important. But if you take measurements for your waist, you definitely can add it in. That would help with the calculations. But once you enter all your information in, you calculate. Then below here, this will tell you that this person is considered obese. Even though 190 may not seem like a lot, 190 is still in the range of obesity. Okay, this person here has a base calorie requirement of 1,676. They call it the BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is your base rate of energy that you need every day just to manage your life. Okay. And it goes over other things. It gives you your BMI, which, here it is 30. This here tells you about the calories needed on a workout day. But remember, guys, we're trying to lose weight. So I would not follow this here. I would still stick with the base metabolic rate that is needed for our bodies. Okay. And it goes on to some other metabolic rates that is here, but that's not important. What's really important in this example is knowing how many calories your body is needing. And again, this is a rough estimate, because if you get a body scan, which is called a DEXA scan, if you're able to get a DEXA, that's with the X, DEXA scan, that is a lot more accurate. But it will tell you that in order for them to get down to their goal weight of 170, it's going to take approximately 32 weeks of consistency to get there. Now, with that being said, in order to lose 1 pound a week, you have to expend 500 calories below your base rate per day. Okay. So 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat, and that averages out to be 500 calories per day. Now you can do that via two ways. You can lose weight by reducing your caloric intake or doing exercise, but it's always best to do both. To lose weight, it's best to reduce your calorie intake and to exercise. That way you are getting the benefits of both. Okay, so let me show you what I'm referring to. In this example, we have 1676, and we're trying to lose a pound a week. So every day we have to be in a deficit of 500 calories, which will leave us at 1,176 calories. This here will give you the deficit that you're needing in order to lose weight, right? So in this example, for myself, I exercise doing CrossFit. I average about 400 calories per exercise. And if I want to meet that 500 calorie deficit every day, then in this example, you have 400 calories exercise and then a calorie deficit of eating of 100. So instead of eating a deficit of 500, I only have to reduce this by 100. Okay, so this will end up being my 500 calories. And so this here turns out to be 1576. And then the 400 calorie, which will leave me with my 1,076. Now, 500 calories times 7 days equals 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. Okay? Now, if I do not choose, or if this person in this case does not choose to do the 100 calorie deficit in their eating and they only choose to exercise, it will take longer than a week. Okay? So in order to find out whatever your expenditure is, if it's 400, 450, 300, or even 500, you would take it and divide that into 3,500. In this example, you would take your 400, divide it into 3,500. That will equal approximately 8.75 days. That's how long, if I choose not to do a calorie deficit via eating and just rely on exercising alone, every approximately 8 days or so, I will lose a pound. As soon as you reach 3,500, your body will lose. In addition to, if you're using weights, and I suggest you use weights to help lose weight, because the more muscle you put on, the more you're going to burn, because your calorie requirements is going to be higher. Muscle requires more calories. That's why you're told muscle burns fat. It really is because you are increasing your calorie requirements with the muscles. That's why it's important to lift weights. Okay? So, in this example here, you see that in order to be aggressive, it's better to exercise and then also eat in a calorie deficit than to rely on exercise alone, because exercise alone is just, who wants to do all that work? Unless you're an exercise fiend, go for it. But for those of us who don't like to exercise, I don't mind exercising, but there's a lot of people out there who don't want to put forth the effort of exercising. Then it's best to do an exercise as well as do a calorie deficit when it comes to eating, to meet your 500 calories per day. And when it comes to eating out and different functions you might be attending, adjust that accordingly. Maybe you won't eat as much during the day so that you can save some of your calories for that evening. Or perhaps you will choose things off the menu that will help you stay within your calorie requirements. Okay, so sometimes we just have to make adjustments. That means if you know that you're going out to, I don't know, go hang with the kids and take them out for pizza. Well, we know that pizza is high in calories and it has carbs and so forth in it. So during early in the day, maybe you will, um, you know, not have so many calories, reduce some of the calories because you know you're going to have it later on that evening. You may not be exercising 7 days a week. You might only be exercising 5 days a week. So on the other 2 days, you may have to adjust how you're eating, maybe just go for a walk or just watch what you're eating that day if you're not exercising. So you have to adjust according to your requirements and what's going on in your life. Okay? So that was number 5. Now, number 6 is probably the hardest of all. And that is, you need to commit. You need to be consistent. You need to know that this is something you need to do to better your health and your fitness level. And when it comes to being able to lift things as women and move things around, it shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be hard. We shouldn't be out of breath. And, it's just about giving our bodies the best chance as we get older so that we have strong bones and strong muscles to uphold our body frame, that we're not, on crutches or a walker or a wheelchair or having a stroke or autoimmune disease, all these things that could plague us as we get older. If you don't start now, it's going to be harder as you age. Doesn't mean that you can't start when you're older, but it just makes it harder. Why make it harder when you can just go ahead and get started? doing this right now. So number 6, the biggest thing is consistency and commitment. Once you do that, then everything else will fall into line, I promise you. And it's as you get more in shape and you put on muscle, the less harder you have to exercise. Because as long as you keep your muscle tone, you can keep your shape and you don't have to be so strict. You don't have to be so aggressive. You can step back a little bit and breathe. But I'm telling you, women, we need to lift weights. And we're not talking those little 2-pounder dumbbells. I'm talking about real weights, everyone. I mean, put your body to the test. Cardio is good for lungs and getting the blood moving, but weights also, in addition to that, really help strengthen your bones. Not milk and not calcium pills will strengthen your bones. Muscle strengthens bones. And if you don't believe me, go do your research. Okay? So, with that being said, I hope this video wasn't too long. I hope it makes sense to you. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comment section below. If you want further videos on how this actually works, more details, let me know. I will do that. If you haven't already, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, show me some love, and I will see you on the next video. Bye now.